Hello everyone. Today we'll be talking about Venus in the all 12 houses. So what exactly the Venus is? So whenever we talk about the planet Venus, so let's talk what exactly the planet Venus is and how the planet Venus behave, right? So very first, Venus is a female planet first thing. It is Venus is also a Daitya Guru, which means a demon's guru as well. And Venus is also refined things. Venus is also money. Venus is also luxury. Venus is also like beauty, grace, right? Anything that is refined is a Venus, right? Venus is very soft, right? Very soft. Venus is music. Venus is art. Venus is anything that's is the very good talent. Artistic thing is the Venus, right? So we'll be talking about Venus in the all the 12 houses, right? So let's talk about what happens when Venus is in the first house. What exactly the first house is? So first house is house of your lagna. How do you look like? What is your appearance is, right? So whenever Venus sits in the first house, it blesses with native with a charm, grace, beauty, and magnetic personality. Such individuals are often naturally attractive, well mannered, and socially admired because Venus in the first house that make you a beautiful personality and charming personality. Um, so they have very refined taste. They appreciate art, music, right, fashion, and luxury and usually maintain a pleasant appearance. They try to do some kind of makeup or skincare routine. They have the routine, right? So they have very fine taste whenever the Venus in the first house. Venus in the ascendant enhance diplomatic skills, right? And it helps the to build the harmonious relationship. The person seek peace, balance, and happiness in the life, right? If Venus is very strong and unafflicted with any like malefic, it can bring a popularity, financial comfort, and fulfilling the married life, right? However, if it is afflicted, it may lead to excessive attachment to the pleasure, vanity, or dependence on others' approval because Venus constantly seeking the approvals of other because Venus want to show, I mean to have show off their like beauty, their talent, their artistic nature, right? So whenever the Venus is in the first house, you can see this kind of attributes whenever Venus is in the first house because it is in the lagna, right? Okay, now let's talk about whenever the Venus is in the second house. What exactly the second house is? So second house is a house of speech. Second house is your house of family. Second house is your house of wealth, right? Second house is your house of relatives as well. And second house is your house of gains as well, right? Whenever Venus is in the second house, that can make you traditionally consider favorable for the health, wealth, family, happiness, right? And refined speech. You will be very diplomatic whenever you will be speaking. So that makes you very refined speech, right? This native offense like poses a sweet, persuasive voice, and excel in profession related to singing, teaching, public speaking, finance, or business. They enjoy delicious food, luxurious possessions, and financial security because Venus in the second house wants to enjoy the luxurious thing, right? This placement can bring like wealth through artistic talent, family businesses, or partnership. Family life is generally harmonious when Venus is well placed within a good rasi, right? If afflicted, however, it may encourage spending, indulgence, right, in the luxury item, or family dispute related to money can be seen. So whenever there is in the Venus in the second house, make sure to don't speak rudely, because that is the symbol of Venus is afflicted in your second house. Be You will be diplomatic as far as practicable. So, and you try to be very comfortable with your family values, right? Family ethics, if it is not afflicted. So whenever their Venus is in the second house, you can see this kind of attribute, right? So now we'll be talking about Venus in the third house, right? What exactly the third house is? So third house is your house of communication, right? The house of creative, the house of courage, the house of media, social media also. And third house is your house of skill. Third house is your house of initiative, right? And third house is your house of sibling as well. Whenever the Venus is in the third house, that can enhance your creativity, communication, and artistic expression can be seen, right? The individual with this placement often have talent in writing, music, acting, photography, design, social media, or marketing, right? They communicate with the kindness, diplomacy, right? They communicate with the kindness, diplomacy, and making them popular among the friends and colleagues, right? Relationship with the siblings are generally supportive, right? And they enjoy short distance travel and learning new skills. Placement also gives courage to pursue creative dream. If the Venus is afflicted, the person may struggle with consistency, become very overly dependent on praise, and then kind of attention seeker, and or experience misunderstanding with the sibling. Also, I think most of the time it is been said that Venus is in the third house is Marana Karaka of the Venus as well, because Venus wants to enjoy soft luxury thing, and in the third house they have to show their courage, initiative, and these things. So that's why Venus in the third house sometimes may struggle like with the consistency thing, right? If Venus is afflicted, right? If Venus in the good dignity, people might get very talented, because that can give you talent related to artistic talented, photographic, music, acting, designing, social media, and marketing. So you can do really well in the social media and the marketing, especially in the sales, diplomatic talks. You can do really well whenever the Venus is in the third house, right? Okay, now let's talk about Venus in the fourth house. What happens Venus is in the fourth house? Okay, so what exactly is the fourth house? Fourth house is the house of comfort. Fourth house is your house of luxury, car, vehicle, your house of mother, nurture, right? Your house of relative as well, your house of education as well. Whenever the Venus is in the fourth house, it gets the directional strength, right? So the fourth house, Venus here creates strong desire for peace, beautiful, and luxurious home environment, right? Whenever the Venus is in the fourth house, you want beautiful house and peaceful environment where you get satisfied, right? And luxurious house, right? Luxurious house environment. Okay, the native often enjoy comfort such as vehicle, property, elegance, and harmonious family life. Right? There is usually affection towards the mother, a deep appreciation of domestic happiness. Right? You will always have this. You'll be craving for that. Career related to real estate, hospitality, right? Interior design, education, or luxury good items may flourish, right? Whenever the Venus in the fourth house, you love perfume, different, you like to like collect different fragrance, perfume. You might be like someone who always keeps the perfume, right? So whenever the Venus is in the fourth house, you can see this thing. If Venus is afflicted, right, and like emotional dissatisfaction can be seen, family conflict can be seen, and instant instability in the domestic life may arise, right? Whenever your Venus is afflicted in the fourth house. But overall, talking about Venus in the fourth house, you can say like Venus in the fourth house can give you luxury. In the maybe if you are very young, in the later stage of life, you will definitely enjoy the luxury, home, comfort, and everything, motherly nature, right? So your wife could be motherly nature. So this could be seen because we can see partner from as well Venus, right? So that's why always. It doesn't depends on the only one planet sitting in the one placement. However, there is lots of thing. Having said that, Venus in the fourth house is always most of the time it's a benefic and good until and unless it's not been afflicted, right? So all right, let's talk about Venus in the fifth house. So, what exactly is the fifth house? So, fifth house is your house of romance, house of relationship, house of your children, house of your creativity, and house of your mind, and house of your the past life good deeds, right? Purva punya also. So Venus in the like fifth house is one of the most favorable placement for romance, creativity, and intelligence. Also good combination for favorable position for love marriage as well. You have to see the things, but it is good for like Venus in the fifth house, and you can have multiple partner. You might not satisfy with the one partner. You try to experiment with your love life and relationship. These individuals are naturally artistic, expressive, and charismatic. So they often excel in music, dancing, acting, literature, fashion, or entertainment. Romantic relationship plays an important role in the life, right? They tend to attract admiration from others, right? This placement also supports education, speculative gains, and happiness through like children. If Venus is afflicted, emotional disappointment can be seen in the love. Excessive romantic, you can be very excessive romantic, and idealism can be seen. Excessive romantic idealism, you want exactly specific thing towards your very refined thing whenever you want to choose the partner, and that's why you will have lots of relationship. There is possibility to have lots of relationship, and irresponsible financial speculation can be seen, may occur whenever the Venus is in the fifth house. I have seen whenever people have Venus in the fifth house, they try to date lots of people, and they are highly, maybe you can say they can be highly sexual as well. Uh, they can have like so much physical desire as well. And due to that, and also they usually get a girl or boy, very easily. Wherever they go, they can make boyfriend or girlfriend very easily because they have charming personality, and they get lots of offer from opposite sex. That's why whenever the Venus is in the fifth house, you can get lots of relationship and opportunity. So it's always your responsibility how to navigate that thing, because it's not a good thing to like deteriorate your Venus by having lots of relationship, which is legal or not legal. It's your life. But having said that, if you get opportunity, doesn't mean that you have to go for all the opportunity. You have to wait for the good opportunity. Then you can get a healthy and like sophisticated very nice life, right? Because whenever you try to deteriorate your Venus, Venus is also a response, the Sukra, right? So don't deteriorate that. Whenever the Venus is in the fifth house, you'll get lots of opportunities related to intimacy, sexual intercourse, or affairs, right? But it's your responsibility how to react with this thing. Okay, whenever the Venus is in the sixth house, what happens when the Venus is in the sixth house? What exactly sixth house is? Sixth house is your house of disease. Sixth house is your house of service. Sixth house is your house of debt, right? Sixth house is your house of competition, daily work, right? And sixth house is your house of maternal uncle as well. So whenever the Venus sits in sixth house, Venus here encourage diplomacy in resolving the conflict, creates the desire to help other. Individual may succeed in healthcare, law, beauty industry, counseling, service-oriented professional. Relationship often require effort, compromise, and patience, because Venus get debilitated in the Virgo, and sixth house is the in the natural Kalpurus Kundli. It is the house of Virgo, right? So here, like house-wise, it is get debilitated. That's why there can be like, I mean, you have to compromise in the relationship and have to have patience, and you need to do a lot of effort for to like save the relationship, right? So financial management becomes very important, because you might have a tendency to spend on comfort and luxury. So always make sure that financial management should be your priority as well. So if Venus is afflicted in the sixth house, Venus may contribute to relationship, right? Misunderstanding. You can have misunderstanding with the relationship. Legal issue can be trouble you, health concern related to sugar or reproductive organ, or workplace conflict can be seen whenever the Venus is in the sixth house. Always make sure that, because it is sensitive position, right? So Venus is in the sixth house. You will have trouble in marriage life as well. If you are boy, I mean, you may suffer from like several conflict if it is not afflicted. If it is afflicted, right? If it is not afflicted, then it's good. If it is aspected by good planet, then of course it is nice. But having said that, if it is afflicted, you may face trouble, because there is high possibility you will have to struggle, because it is house of competition and struggle as well, right? Okay, now let's talk about Venus in the seventh house. So, what exactly the seventh house is? Seventh house is a house of marriage, right? Your spouse, right? Public dealings, right? House of business as well. Whenever the Venus is associated, like in the seventh house, right? Seventh house, Venus is naturally associated with marriage, making this one of the greatest placement, right? The native usually attracts a loving, attractive, supportive spouse. Marriage and partnership become significant source of happiness and personal growth, right? This placement is highly favorable for business partnership, diplomacy, negotiation, public relationship, and client facing careers. This individual values fairness, harmony, and companionship, right? Whenever this is afflicted, however, Venus may create unrealistic expectation in relationship, dependency on your partner, or difficulties maintaining a long-term commitment. Because whenever the Venus sits in seventh house, it might like want to have very refined taste, because since he or she has very charismatic personality, attractive, because from the Venus sitting in the seventh house, it looking to the like aspecting the first house as well. That's why whenever the Venus is in the seventh house, it is very strong placement, as well as is a challenging position as well if it is afflicted, right? So now we'll be talking about Venus in eighth house. So what exactly the eighth house is? Eighth house is a house of secret. Eighth house is your house of like occult science, astrology, and occult house. Whenever the Venus sits in eighth house, it is considered as Sukracharya has Mirt Sanjeevani Vidya, which means that someone, Daitya Guru, I mean the demon's guru, he can bring life to death people. He can bring again life, like life. He can pure the life to the death people, right? So he has the Mirt Sanjeevani Vidya, right? So whenever Venus is in the eighth house, right? So it creates emotional, like deep emotional intensity, and fashion with life's hidden mysteries, right? They are very much fascinated with the mystery, hidden things, ghost story, or witches story. That's mantra, tantra, right? Psychology, healing things. They are very much like into tarot card readings. So whenever the Venus is in the eighth house, they exactly have like intense feeling, right? Intense desire for. I mean, and in the eighth house, like Venus in the eighth house has strong sexual desire, right? So, and the Venus in the eighth house can give you like affairs, more hidden relationship, right? More hidden relationships and affair. There is high possibility if like it is in very good dignity only it can save. But if it is in the Venus in the eighth house, like believe me, you'll just get at least one or two hidden relationship. I mean that's like it's the truth thing, right? It's I mean fact, because whenever the Venus is in the eighth house, because you want to explore more, you want to like unreveal the mystery, right? So that's why Venus in the eighth house is very intense. It can like make you a good healer, good doctor, right? A good occultist as well. You can heal people, right? So financial gains can be come through inheritance, insurance, investment, or the spouse resources, right? It is also house of like I mean and the spouse resources as well, because it is second from seventh house. So you might get like dowry as well, good amount of dowry if the Venus is in the eighth house. Relationships are often passionate and transformative. Relationship can transform you, right? Because eighth house is your house of transformation, bringing profound emotional growth, right? Because you have to go through lots of turmoil. Is having Venus in the eighth house, because you'll feel very intensely, right? Because but Venus is very soft planet, but you love the refined things. So whenever the Venus in the eighth house, uh, you can work in the petrol industry or something like that. So because it is Venus is a very refined thing, and in the like eighth house is also a house of minings, like underground things as well. That's why you can work in the petroleum things, right? Mines, anything that is refined product, right? A perfume that is refined from a lot of things, right? So you can work over there. If afflicted, Venus may produce emotional insecurity, right? And there will be lots of secrecy and possessiveness in the relationship. You don't want to let your partner to enjoy their freedom. You will have very much possessive in like attitude, and unexpected financial fluctuation can be seen whenever the Venus is in the eighth house, right? Because eighth house is a house of uncertainty, right? Suddenly it will happen, right? Okay, let's talk about Venus in the ninth house, right? A great placement. So Venus, whenever the Venus is in the ninth house, it represents the fortune, higher education, spirituality, long distance travel, and the dharma, right? The religion. Venus here brings blessing through education, mentor, guru, foreign travel, and philosophical pursuit. The person often has very strong appreciation for culture, religion, literature, wisdom. They may attract a good international travel, right? Or get benefited from foreign connections. Also, whenever the Venus is in the ninth house, good relationship with your teacher, mentors, guru, and father figure are very common thing because you value them. And whenever the is in the ninth house, it's a great placement. Also, whenever Venus is in the ninth house in the chart of male, especially, you will get success after your marriage. You will get fortunate after the marriage. You'll get like money, position, or anything which is good for you. So you will have a very good after your marriage, right? Because Venus is in the ninth house, and whenever Venus come into your life, because whenever Venus, I mean, if you are a boy, a man, you marry with women, so you get Venus, and that's why your fortune may increase from there, right? If it is not afflicted. If afflicted, difference in belief, excessive attachment to the comfort may reduce your spiritual growth, and you don't try to like you'll be very overindulgence in your so-called comfort, luxury, and sophisticated things, right? So Venus in the ninth house, it's a great position for your fortune, for your foreign travel, and for your foreign connection as well, and for your spiritual growth as well. Whenever the Venus is in ninth house, you can attract lots of good thing, right? So always try to uh, save yourself from like illegal things, illicit habit, affairs. Work according to your dharma, because Venus in the ninth house, you will get lots of opportunity to do adharma, but it is your moral responsibility to respond with the dharma, to respond with the your natural instinct, what is good for you, what is ethical, what is legal as well, right? So whenever the Venus is in the ninth house, you may see this thing. Okay. Okay. Now Venus in the 10th house. What exactly the 10th house is? So 10th house is your house of career, success, your prestige, right? Your public recognition, right? The individual often excel in profession involving like you can sell the clothes, beautiful products, fashion, right? Industry, entertainment, media, influencer as well, social like hospital, luxury product, you can work on that, and then public relationship, architecture or design, so you can work over there. You can be diplomat, so their diplomatic nature helps them to strong build the professional and personal relationship, and that may gain you the popularity in the workplace. Venus in the 10th house, you can also see you might have affair in your work, like offices, in your working place. So there is a high possibility that Venus in the 10th house, as per my learning, whenever the Venus is in the 10th house, what happens is sometimes in the life you will have the opportunity where you will have affair with your like colleagues in or someone boss or something in your office, and you might be so much attached to that person that you might break any rules for him or her, like So that makes your mind, and due to that you'll have problem in the career, right? So always try to love the people, but you have to also make sure that don't overcross the boundary. I mean, yes, of course, you can do to remember the, if you are doing it is for your like the highest good, of course you can do. But people, it has been seen that whenever the Venus is in the 10th house, they cross the boundary in the love, mainly the office love, right? Financial growth often come through a career achievement and networking, right? If the Venus is afflicted, workplace politics can be happen, reputation concern can be seen, and balancing person and professional relationship may be very challenges, because Venus in the 10th house, you might be very attractive. Doesn't matter you are black, white, red, any complexion you have, but you will have charm. That is most seductive thing you can get there. And due to that, I mean, people will be very much like affectionated towards you, attracted towards you, and you will see lots of I mean opportunity in your workplace of affairs, right? So whenever the Venus is in the 10th house, you can see that thing, right? Okay, now let's talk about Venus in the 11th house. What exactly the Venus is, what exactly the 11th house is. 11th house is your house of desire. 11th house is your house of friendship. 11th house is your house of gain. 11th house is your house of social circle, right? So whenever the Venus is in the 11th house, it is highly favorable for the gains, friendship, social influence, and fulfillment of desire. The native often benefits financially through network, business, partnership, artistic pursuit, or social organization. You can work in NGO, INGO, and different humanitarian like organization, United Nations, right? If your Venus is very good, you might get a job in this industry as well. Friends and influential people may play an important role in the success, because you might have like connection with a good influential Venetian people, right? And that can bring you luck and success in your career. They enjoy social gathering, partying, teamwork, and community involvement. This placement also can indicate that multiple source of income can be seen. The ability to attract supportive connection will be very much high. If it is afflicted, there may be disappointment in the friendship or excessive dependence on social approval. You might be someone who will be giving lots of have a giving attitude towards your friend, but you will not get from them. So whenever the Venus is in the 11th house, you have to always think like, if I'm getting reciprocated by whatever I am giving to my friends, or like social circle, so you have to think. But Venus in the 11th house, overall it is a very good placement, because Venus, you will have high manifesting power, because Venus can manifest a very good thing, right? In 11th house, and you will have a very like fulfilled desired life if Venus is in the 11th house. One more thing, whenever the Venus is in 11th house, there is possibility, if you are a boy or man, sometimes there might be problem with your friend, like girlfriend may like get involved with your friend or something. There is possibility, if it is afflicted or in the, I mean, it has been seen, if it is been aspected by moon or Mercury or something like that, so there can be possibility. Having said that, you have to always make sure that you have to separate the, like your personal life and your friendship with, I mean, personal and friendship, because that might create like not disharmony in your relationship. So sometimes they might have any like complication over there, right? So Uh, if afflicted, Venus may be very disappointments from the friends or excessive dependency on the social approval can be seen, because you always crave for the social like appraisal. I mean, and the attention, right? You want attention from the people, and that can create chaos in the life, right? Okay, let's talk about Venus in the 12th house. What exactly happens when Venus is in the 12th house? So, in the natural calculus Kundali, so 12th house is a house of Pisces, right? Where Venus get exalted. So, Venus in the 12th house connects with uh, connects with love, beauty, pleasure with spirituality, right? Foreign lands and the subconscious mind, superconscious, you can say, right? This individual often possess a rich imagination, artistic sensitivity, right? Deep compassion, right? They may enjoy meditation, charitable work, spiritual retreats, or private creative pursuit, right? This placement frequently indicates a foreign travel, living abroad, success through international connection. There is also a love for like luxury, comfort, and peaceful surroundings. Right, the relationship may be deeply private or spiritually significant. If Venus is afflicted, there can be seen secret relationship, emotional isolation, excessive spending, escapism can be seen, not interested in all the things, difficulty in balancing the materialistic desire with the spiritual growth. Usually, Venus in the 12th house is exalted, because 12th house is a house of bed pleasure as well. You can get good bed pleasure, you can have a good materialistic thing in your life, you can enjoy all the bhogas of this life, right? So you can enjoy physical intimacy, you can separate, isolate your wife from the world, right? You can live in somewhere where you and your like partner live, right? So this thing can be seen whenever the Venus is in the 12th house. You can do really charitable work, you can involve with NGO, humanitarian works. You are very generous, compassionate about things, right? You have a giving nature. So whenever you have Venus in the 12th house, try to give very good, expensive gift to your friends, family. Whenever you have to give the gifts, you have to give the expensive gifts, a luxurious gift. I know Venus in the 12th house can afford it as well. So always try to give a good thing to the people, so that you'll get very good thing. Because if you have the Venus in the 12th house, it might want freedom. You want freedom in the relationship, you want freedom in the life. Freedom is the most important thing to you, right? So you will not be compromising with the freedom. So that's why Venus in the 12th house, you can see this quality if it is not afflicted, right? Okay, so these are like general interpretation. Of course, like you have to see the aspects, other like conjunction, rasi, house, and everything. You have to see that together, right? So you have to always think the single position that can't like dictate your chart, right? So there is several combination that can make things or break things, right? Okay, so it is also depends on dasa antardasa, right? But having said that, always try to like increase your Venus by respecting women, right? Respecting women, giving gifts to women, right? Living in the clean place. Don't mess your clothes. Arrange your clothes in good manner. Always use good perfume. People who have good Venus are Venusian people. Like for instance, I'm also in the category. You like You have to wear good perfume. Itr you can use itr, and here in this part as well, this is Venus mount. You can use itr, good itr. In every Friday you can like wear the, I mean, Venusian color as well. But most important thing is that whenever Venus is in good dignity, you will have a soft like manner. You will be very diplomatic. You will try to behave in a good manner, right? So if you behave in good manner, your Venus will be automatically improve. You can wear opal like this, right? So you can wear opal bracelet. You can wear opal. You can wear diamond, right? So Venus, you can do this remedy, and you can whenever Venus is in a good dignity, you will see the people is very charmistic. Wherever they go, they will have some kind of spark in their eyes, charm in their eyes. Doesn't matter like what is the color of that person. Only you will see that they have the charming personality, something that attracts you, something that seduces you, something that pursues you, right? So this was the general prediction about Venus in all the houses. Do subscribe to our channel Astro Impact. We love to see your like feedback in your comment, right? And love to like discuss anything about astrology. Good wishes. Take care. Namah Parvati Pade. Har Har Mahadev. Om Dram Dream Drum Sa Sukraya Namah. Om Dram Dream Drum Sa Sukraya Namah. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.